It's the Pistons, and they're doing business on the road. It's an interconference NBA matchup. It's the NBA, and it's live right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. And a one-game homestand for the Warriors, as Golden State will try to recharge their batteries on their home court. They are one of the few undefeated teams at this point of the new NBA season, with a 7-0 record. Tremendous play.
First out of the gate and off to a really strong start. That's always a good way to build your confidence going forward.
And you love to come out strong and set the tone. I mean, you build confidence, and every game counts when you're establishing seeding down the stretch.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Andre Drummond is out there with Ilyasova. And it's Morris in at the small forward. Drummond, a bit of a disappointing season last year. Not so much in play, but people wanted to see a bigger leap from him. Now, his numbers are still pretty jaw-dropping, but I think he's got so much there to give.
He has a lot of potential, Kevin. And listen, I don't think his play was bad. He just had such huge expectations to live up to. I mean, player development is not a straight line, and it would have been very hard to have him take another huge leap forward. Sometimes you have that sophomore jinx. But I'm expecting a big year from him this season.
We've got 1:55 left here in the opening quarter. Curry against Jackson. Here's Thompson. The shot misses. And Detroit the other way now. Fresh from a win against Portland.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
I was very impressed, Greg, with the way they stood their ground, even when they were on their heels some, coming through those moments where they were backing up a bit. That's what it takes on the road. You've got to show that kind of fortitude and resilience.
Here's Curry. After the made shot from Andre Drummond. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Curry with a wide-open look. Good on the triple.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Outside Jackson. Ilyasova sets a screen for Jackson. The offensive rebound. Ilyasova again. Ilyasova's got his third basket of the night.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Thompson with the bucket.
Excellent feed from Steph Curry.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Out to Morris. Puts up a 3. Barnes grabs the miss. Warriors trail by 4. Outside Curry. Thompson in the corner. Here's the 3.
Okay, fans, put your hands together for your Warriors.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
A ton of good looks for him, Greg, on offense, and it's quality shots they're getting.
It was the season of destiny, and the Warriors certainly followed through. Clark, the best team in the league all year, and they finished the job beating the Cavs in the finals.
And they were on a mission from the get-go. They would become another team to win 65 games or more and win the finals. Impressive work.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, Iguodala and Green are set at the forward spots. Barbosa is out there with Livingston. And Spates in at the 5 down low.
And for the Warriors, they had tough opponents the whole way. I mean, the Pelicans, Grizzlies, and Rockets, they all put up fights. The Cavs in the finals were just as tough with LeBron, but the Warriors found a way to come through.
And the shot is good.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low. And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And for the Warriors, it had been nearly 40 years, guys, since the franchise made it to the finals. They had a lot of pressure on them to win and finish things off, but they got it done and did it in an emphatic fashion, winning on the road. The title solidified them as one of the all-time outstanding teams in NBA history.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit. When you think about Sean Livingston, you think about the career that might have been an absolute rising star after being taken Clark 4th back in the 2004 draft.
Kevin, he was averaging over 5 assists a game as a teenager, and his shot was improving every year. Then the devastating knee injury. Just great to see him back playing basketball.
And the Warriors making a change here. Curry's checked in. Johnson. Here's Baines. Soft touch off the glass.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Now here is Barbosa. On its way from Curry for 2. Again, Golden State.
And getting back to Livingston, he's had comeback after comeback. I mean, each time he'd start to flash those unbelievable movement skills, he'd get injured again. It's a shame because he was on the path to becoming one of the game's great young point guards.
And for Livingston, last season with the Warriors was a dream. He got to back up Steph, so he got to play against second stringers, and we got to see flashes of his dominant traits again. What a happy ending for him.
Free throw good, Blake.
And, you know, Steve Blake, a veteran presence who has been around the block a few times. He's been on several teams, played in several schemes and systems throughout his career. He's seen everything you could try to throw at him on the floor. He's a consummate pro.
And going back to Steve Blake, really didn't see much playing time after being traded to the Warriors last season. Of course, with Steph Curry and Sean Livingston ahead of you, you're going to not see a lot of minutes. Blake really just became probably more of an insurance policy.
And Blake's minutes, as you mentioned, Kevin, were down last season, but he was still that seasoned point man you love to have on your roster in case you got to cash in that insurance.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
And there's a foul. It's on Maurice Spates.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
For Detroit, they have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line. First free throw is good. And so he makes both from the line.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
Thompson for the triple. He got it up that time, but it would end the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. Kenny, what... All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. Well, last season, the Pistons didn't reach the playoffs for the 6th consecutive season. They're making progress, but as we can all see, still have a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you know, they were spoiled for a while there. How about going to the playoffs for 1996 to 2009? So it's been a rough stretch here of late, but you get the feeling that the building blocks are in place for another push.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and Caldwell Pope, the guards. Ilyasova out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Morris in at the small forward position. Now here's Green after the miss from Andre Drummond. Outside Jackson. Pass to Drummond. Can't get it to go. And it's the Warriors taking it the other way.
And I bet most people forget that the Pistons did make the playoffs for 8 straight years before this current drought. It's been a long rebuild process for them recently, but I think they're making progress and moving in the right direction.
And the shot is good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense. Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas. And for the Pistons, they seem to have a direction and plan now that just wasn't the case before. It won't be easy to get back into the postseason, but I really feel like they are on the right path.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy said to the team. He made no mistake that their plan was to run their offense through Drummond. Coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. Probably a good time to make some changes with a good chunk of the second half still to go, Kevin.
All right, Doris.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. I mean, much better off making him go to the line.
Spates checked in for Festus Ezeli.
He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Dishes it to Thompson. Spates kicks to Thompson. Out of bounds, Detroit takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Sean Livingston, he's checked in for Curry. And Detroit with a change here, too. Steve Blake's checked in for Reggie Jackson. 2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. And it's out of bounds to the Pistons as Detroit retains possession. Johnson outside. Now here's Drummond. He has 6. Clock at 4. Here's Baines. Beats the shot clock but can't get it to fall. Warriors trail by 4. Thompson passes to Livingston. Golden State moving it around. And Thompson kicks to Spates. To the left side wing. Livingston dishes to Spates. And he overshot that one, missing. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Floats one up. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are two teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Well, you know, they swept the season series a year ago. The expectation is they'll do the same thing again this time around.
Blake misses there. And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of roll. It's been a close battle to this point. It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Barnes and Green are the forward set. And it's Ezeli in at the 5 spot. That's the Warriors' 5. Now here's Jackson. He dishes it to Drummond. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
And when he gets near the hoop, guys, he is a tour de force.
Those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Jackson with it. To the paint. And Drummond kicks to Caldwell Pope. Drummond with a screen on Curry. Here's Caldwell Pope. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Barnes kicks to Curry. That's no good. He's 5 of 10 from the field.
And as far as jump shots go, that's what you have to continue to try and get.
I don't know how that one stayed out.
Now the pass to Drummond. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7.
Coach can't be pleased with their inconsistency on the defensive glass. They've been caught taking pictures out there. They're watching, as opposed to getting in there and securing the orange.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hi, Kevin. Steve Kerr was just going over the plan with his team. He really wants them to try to push the tempo here, see if they can get a few easy buckets in transition, saying, listen, we're playing station to station right now. Let's try to catch them off guard, guys. Let's see if they can do exactly that, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Pistons leading by 7. Outside Jackson. There's the screen. He kicks it to Drummond. And he slams that one down.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Curry outside. He scores his 6th bucket from the floor with that one. He's shot the ball 11 times.
That's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
Let's face it, the defense is a step slow. You've got to take away the airspace. That's leadership. Really, really valuable to have someone who can just take charge like he has.
Well, there's a certain amount of confidence you have when the ball is in his hands at that end of the floor right now. I mean, he just gives you a sense of calm and confidence because of how good he is.
Here's Curry. After the made shot from Andre Drummond, Curry's shot is good.
Wow, fantastic performance from the arc here in the second half.
The Pistons have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the 4th quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter.
Really just continuing to increase the lead. This one should be easy for the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, at this late stage, a lead like that has a team really feeling quite good about itself, and deservedly so.
And so they foul intentionally. And the Warriors making a change here. Spates is checked in.
Maurice Spates.
35 seconds left in the 4th. Drummond a screen. The drive by Jackson. And Detroit again with the bucket.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Outside for Curry. Puts up a 3. It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Wow, look at the damage this young man is doing from deep. And there's another one.
And it's a big one. What a performance from long range. Remarkable.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
Outstanding work at the foul line to make this a 2-possession game.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're trailing by 5. There's 21 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? It isn't over yet. A quick score and a foul?
And perhaps a few missed free throws, and they're right back in it. So it all has to happen fast, but it could happen.
For the 3. Knocks down the 3.
He is raining threes here tonight, and he is going to continue to stay aggressive.
As he should. I mean, when you're having the kind of day he's having from long range, you're doing your team a disservice if you aren't shot hungry.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. So it gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And that's exactly how you close a game out. Those free throws will bury them for sure.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're trailing by 4. 7 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Guys, what's your take?
Yeah, time a huge factor right now. They've got to get points and then the foul.
Yeah, it has to be quick because every tick is critical.
What a final quarter these guys are having from downtown, just burying the threes in bunches.
And they might as well keep going back to the well. No reason not to. I mean, work that perimeter. It's going good for you. Work it until it stops.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're in front by 1. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now,
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
Well, Andre Drummond asserted himself in a big way in this game. He is a terrifying presence, and tonight he was fully motivated and engaged.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a